Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Theus and it's a beautiful fall day. I'm so excited for this video. It's a little cold outside, so if you see me grabbing a jacket, and yeah, it's because I'm freezing, so everything is okay. But hi, I'm so glad that we're finally taking our time and talk a little bit more, I really wanted to make this video because it's been a while since we've only precisely talked about food on here, okay? And you know that I love food and I love talking about it. We've been to so many places, we've eaten so well, but what about home-cooked meals? What about getting meals ready, or I don't know, meal prepping? It's fall. What does it mean? It means college season for students like me. Hi, fellow people that follow me that are students too, I don't know. Yeah, as a university/college student, I feel that it's my own responsibility also to make food and getting meals ready in the fastest way possible to maximize the time that I have to rot in bed and study, but specifically rot in bed and have time to relax, rest. And of course, this applies to anyone that has a busy schedule. I personally love cooking, but at the same time, there are days where I get home at night and I am tired, and the last thing that I want to do is chopping, getting food ready, I don't know, oh my god, cleaning the dishes, no. And that's why today I'm here to talk to you about my personal favorites, lazy meals, the ones that I make when I am really not feeling like cooking. And also, as a bonus, I feel that these meals also could count potentially as comfort meals, and it's something that we all need in the cold season. So yeah, we're gonna cover a few topics such as meal prepping and getting food ready, or ways to make your life a little easier, and also a few of your recommendations when it comes to lazy and comfort meals. I actually asked you on Instagram a while ago what were your personal favorites, lazy/comfort meals. You guys on Instagram were useful, I have to say. You guys on YouTube actually were really not. Whatever, that was really fun. Okay, but feel free to still leave recommendations for more meals that you want me to try also in the comments. I'm gonna be really happy if I get to make a part 2 of this video. So yeah, I think that to end this little intro to this video, I'm gonna say a quote that I personally forged myself, and I'm really proud of it. Not all comfort meals are lazy meals, but all lazy meals are comfort meals. That's my opinion. Yeah, I think that after this one, I think that we actually can begin with this video. Okay, let's jump right in. First things first, okay? Look how cute this pumpkin is. My mom made it with paper. It's so cute. Okay, she's gonna stay here with us. Do you need meal prepping for these dishes or in general in your life? Yes and no, at least in my opinion, What I mean by that is, I feel that nowadays we hear lots of people talking about this meal prepping, so getting all these meals ready in a single day, stacking up all containers in the fridge in order to have them ready throughout the whole week. And of course, it just makes your life really easy. Is it for me? Not really. And I'm gonna explain to you why. The last thing that I want to imagine in my life is getting at the end of the week, okay? It's a Sunday, I want to relax. It's my day to rest. I don't want to do anything. I want to rot in bed. But no, you know why? Because I have to get up out of bed, getting all these meals ready, chopping veggies, cooking meat, cooking anything, rice, I don't know. An absurd amount of food that I'm gonna eat throughout the whole week, and this way my Sunday flies by, my weekend flies by, and I haven't done anything but working because I'm cooking, and it's tiring, to a certain degree, in a certain way. That's really the last thing that I want to do on a Sunday. My method of meal prepping is a little different. It's not revolutionary, but I simply freeze things that I cook throughout the week. okay? And it just makes my life so much easier. And this way, I'm not focusing and concentrating all my efforts in getting all these meals ready in a single day of the week, which to me is just so unpractical, at least for the way I live my days. Yeah, I freeze anything: carbs, protein, veggies. Maybe they're going bad, and so like I'm freezing raw veggies, baked goods, broth bases, soups, anything. You're gonna find it in my freezer. I'm not even kidding. My strategy is when I actually feel like cooking. My strategy is whenever I'm actually feeling like cooking and I have time to do it, I just make more food and I freeze it, you know? Maybe I'm craving rice. I'm making rice the amount that I want and I'm gonna freeze that. I'm craving soup. I'm gonna thrice the amount of ingredients that I'm gonna use, and this way I'm making more stuff that I'm going to freeze. I'm actually doing this multiple times a week and I'm never running out of things in my freezer because I always have them and I always have this sort of cycle, you know? And you don't have to focus and concentrate all your efforts in a single day of chopping, cleaning, baking, anything, but you're actually dividing it throughout the week. And I think it just makes my personal life so much easier because I also love cooking, you know? It's just that sometimes I want to do it less. I'm gonna show you a few of my favorite lazy comfort meals in this video that I almost eat weekly, I would say, and that they're also freezable. Is that a word in English? Freezable? I don't know. But yeah. So a big staple in my diet is rice, and I love it so much. I literally would eat rice every day. I don't do it, but I would love to because rice is just too good, you know? Like having a warm pot of rice, it's just something, you know, it's even more comforting than pasta to me. And I'm Italian. I eat rice more times than pasta throughout the week, which is, yeah, that should tell you how much I like rice. And I think that it's also one of my favorite things to meal prep and one of the easiest thing you could ever cook with, right? This was a meal that I made once that I came home hangover after a party and I was just like craving rice so much. I just threw some potatoes in the oven, you know, and just let it go. I'm not even looking at them and then it's done. Then I also like cooked an egg because I was craving eggs, you know, that is my type of comfort meal whenever I'm hungover. That doesn't happen that frequently, but when it does, this is something that I crave, really. And I would crave this on like a normal weekday. Not to say that you have to be a hungover to enjoy this, but it really does. It really feels so comforting. And you could rot in bed. Everything just cooks by itself. You don't have to stir anything. You don't have to pay too much attention to the stove. It just goes, you know? And you're just chilling. And have to say that the same thing kind of applies to one pot meals. That it's also something that I usually do, always with rice. You just put rice at the bottom of the pan and you add water, you wash your rice and whatever ingredients you want. In this case, as you can see, I put some sliced zucchini and some salmon. Did I already say that you have to add water? I don't know, you add water, you know, a little bit. And I actually added a little bit of pumpkin puree and then I covered the lid and, you know, you let it go for like 15 minutes and woof, the magic happens and it's cooked and you have a beautiful meal that you can enjoy. And you didn't use too many pans because it was just one. Everything cooked correctly at the same time and the meal is delicious. What I was talking about when it comes to meal prepping is a useful yes and no. Maybe I'm not stacking like an indefinite amount of containers in my fridge. I said that you can always find anything you're looking for in my freezer, you know. And that is also the case for that pumpkin puree I was talking about. I'm used to every kind of autumn to get these like huge pumpkins and bake them in the oven, and this way I make this like huge amount of pumpkin puree, then I am freezing in my freezer, and this way I always have it ready. I can knock a piece off and just put it in soups or put it I don't know, in rice, and it definitely makes your life a little easier to have these ingredients ready to be used in the freezer, you know. I'm actually thinking about trying a little recipe that I've seen on YouTube a few days ago, I think. It was like still a one-pot meal, but with chicken. And I don't know, it just looks like really, really good. I think I'm gonna make it tonight. I just have to find the chicken. Probably I have it in my freezer. I just have to look for it, but I'm gonna find something. Still one pot meal. You're not using too many dishes. Easy, you know, easy. Easy said and done. Look, what is the proverb? Said and easy? Easy? Easier said than done. No, that does not apply here. Whatever. I also made this like cute looking dish at some point during my week with pre-cooked rice, and you see this is like an example of a meal that I would make when I'm kind of enjoying taking my time to cook a little bit, but I'm still not cooking too much. I just like chopped up some tofu and some aubergines, eggplants, that's the same thing probably, whatever. I just chopped them up and I put them in my pan, and then I'm adding meat, letting it go, letting it cook. I'm just making this little wheel in the center to add some pre-cooked rice, and that's like basically my meal. I'm actually taking inspiration from something that I saw on YouTube. This is like doobie-doobop Korean dish. It's gonna appear here somewhere, you know, this meal. And I was really, really attracted to it. I really liked it, and I thought that I could kind of recreate it with the things that I had in my pantry, you know, and it did, and it was really, really good. I added some corn too, some butter, spices. Before getting to my last meal, when it comes to my favorite and comfort meals, I actually want to touch a little bit on the nutrients factor of eating. I don't know if that's a cool way to say it, but basically, I'm not counting the amount of proteins or carbs or veggies that I'm eating throughout the week. I always try to have a little bit of protein, a little bit of carbs, a little bit of veggies. I'm not a dietologist, I'm not anything really, but I always think about this quote by, who's she? Wait. I should have taken notes before making this video actually, but this person here on YouTube, I really love her videos, Kylie, and she always says this thing in her videos. It's important to add and not subtract to your diet. And I think that I live by this quote. I think it's so important. It definitely also applies to what I was saying about that I try to have like all the macronutrients in all my meals, and this way I'm not neglecting, at least I'm trying not to neglect any of them. For example, as you've seen, I was eating this one pot meal. My protein of choice was salmon, my carbs of choice was rice, my veggie of choice was zucchini. Did I forget something? That applies to almost every meal that I've shown you, basically. Yeah, corn is a veggie, is it? I think so. You know, I'm not trying too hard. I'm really not trying to count everything that I'm eating. I'm not controlling that too much, but at the same time, knowing that I have to include all these type of foods in my day-to-day meals helps me to be balanced and have something like a balanced diet without trying too much. Especially if you don't have too much time to think about what you're gonna eat and trying to eat all the different foods and yeah, benefits, whatever. Try to have them all in a single meal, and yeah, you're never going to be neglecting one of the big macronutrients that you need in your day-to-day life. That's at least like my opinion. I think that it's the opinion of many. Is it? I think so. Yeah. I personally do consider these meals also comfort meals. They're warm, they're cozy. You can have like a bowl of rice on the sofa and eat it by yourself in the dark, you know? That's extremely comfortable to me. And one last meal that I would say I cook really, really a lot, and you really can personalize it. I mean, even the other ones, but this one, you can also do it. Like, you can make it with your own ingredients, with your own flavors, anything really. It's this incredible soup that it actually has a funny story, because when a few years ago I had braces, you know, and I was looking for food to eat with braces on because I was scared that I was not going to be able to eat foods that I liked, and I was just like terrified of that. And I ended up finding this recipe that I've been making since then. It's really, really tasty. It's really, really warm. It's comforting. The broth is just I don't know how to explain it, but it's like thick and dense, and it's like, oh, it's so good. I'm going to quickly guide you through the recipe because, I mean, it just takes a little longer. It's not really a lazy meal, but I feel that it's really comforting and really rewarding, so I included it in this video. Also because, you know, it's comfort meals, you know, we're also talking about it. So you just like chop up some leeks because I really love leeks and they really taste really good. They're sweet. I just chopped up an absurd amount of them. You basically just throw them in a pan with a little bit of oil and they just get like a little caramelized, a little soft. Then as you can see, I add a little butter and I'm adding flour because we're making a little roux. Roux is basically this like French preparation that just allows you to thicken up the sauces, thicken up like soups and stuff, you know. Then you go in with your fish broth because we're making a fish soup. Have I mentioned it before? I don't think so because I haven't written anything for this video. Really funny. I should have, but yeah, this is a fish soup. Okay. I'm adding fish stock to my pan, and with the roux that we made, it's gonna get like this thick consistency that is really satisfying. Putting in some potatoes because, you know, potatoes are just like a must. So, and you basically let it become thick, and in the meantime your potatoes are going to cook. At the end you add your cooked fish that you cooked while making the broth. Yeah, it doesn't look that appetizing if you look at it from that perspective actually, but I promise it's really tasty. Here I went a little step further because I was being fancy that night. You totally can stop here. But if you want to take it a step further, you can add a little puff pastry on top and throw it in the oven. I happen to have homemade puff pastry in my freezer too, and I used it because I had made it homemade. At least tried to make tarte tatin, which is a French dessert that I never made and I wanted to try. But this is like completely, this is not comfort meals. That was, when I tell you, okay, a little parenthesis in the whole story, that was just like a mess. Okay, I never made puff pastry before, and I found a Claire Safet's video where she was explaining how to make it, and it was relatively easy, but I ended up fucking it up a little bit. Still, it was actually, I don't know how I managed to make it in the end, but yeah, I ended up having this like really buttery, flavorful crust that was really crispy too, and I was really satisfied with it. But this is another story. I'm not here to talk about it. I'm really proud. Can I say that? I'm really proud of it, to be honest with you. But whatever. I just had this in my freezer too. Of course, I always have everything in my freezer. You can also use the store-bought one, of course. Just cut a little rectangle. You put it on your ramekins. I think that's how you call these like little things where you put the soup, you know. Make these little holes to make the air fly away in the oven. Yeah, so that it doesn't explode. That's really important. And then I put some like egg wash on top to make it a little shiny when it's cooked. It's really beautiful. And ta-da, this is like the final result, and it was so tasty. Guys, it's like absolutely stunning. I'm so in love. It was so like, just look at the spoonful. It's just like heaven to me. It was so good. It was so tasty, so comforting, and you have the thick broth that it's really, you know, really, I don't know, thick. That's basically my comfort meals, and yeah, that's basically it. And I hope that these kind of meals inspired you a little bit. If you have like a similar diet to mine, if you try making them, please let me know in the comments. Okay, so I think it's time to jump straight to the part of the video where I try your recommendation that you guys sent me on Instagram, and really excited. So we're gonna cover 3 of your recommendations. The first one is so instant noodles. Try Indomie. I'm sorry, I think it's Indomie, I'm not sure. Instant noodles is something that I always have in my pantry. So of course, it's also like a staple in my diet, which is not really, I mean, it's kind of normal for a college student to have this almost weekly. Yeah. We don't have this brand of instant noodles in Italy. At least not in stores, and I couldn't find them kind of anywhere. I love instant noodles so much, and I think that this recommendations is perfect for this video because ramen noodles are comforting, and they're soup and they're a little savory, spicy, so it's just like so perfect to me, like for the type of meal that I'm craving when I'm tired, when I want something comforting. One day I'm gonna try this Indomie brand. For today, I'm using the ones that I have. I always have it with chicken, and there's also like a shrimp flavor and also a veggie flavor, but I don't really like it a lot. It's just like a little too bland for me. The shrimp one is really, really tasty. Here, I think that I made one with chicken, and I added, as you can see, some zucchini, some tofu. You know, remember what we said about adding, not subtracting? I just like to add instead of just eating the soup by itself. I think I also put an egg in it. I always put an egg. I love eggs. Actually, as you can see, it's like a huge amount of tofu. It's like a mountain of tofu and zucchini on top. Yeah, I mean, I always have like a zucchini that is going bad in the fridge, and I'm always adding it to my dishes. Always. There's always a zucchini that is going bad in my fridge. Yeah, whatever. I love instant noodles. Thank you so much for the recommendation. Easy, lazy, comforting, perfect, right? The second dish that I decided to cook for this video is a little bit more laborious, I'm gonna say. Laborious? Is that a word? Yeah, I think so. So this recommendation, I was really, really excited when I was reading this. I was just salivating, you know. This person recommended buttermilk chicken with coffee / mango shake and cashew playlist, or go to KFC because of a limited gravy. Love, love, love. I absolutely adore it. We actually texted a little bit about, I mean, more than a little bit, and I asked her about whether she made the butter chicken herself, and she told me yes. We actually exchanged many messages where I was like, wait, how do you make it? And yeah, and she literally sent me the whole recipe, and this way I was really able to try and make it the authentic way, you know? I mean, I was really, really glad to try it, and I'm really, really excited. So for this recipe, you will need chicken. I used drumsticks here. You're just gonna boil it either in water or a mixture of milk, water, some butter. I actually did this like milk mixture because I thought that it was gonna give a little bit more, you know, flavor. And I also added some spices to it. After it was done, like it took like 20 minutes, I think, like 15-20 minutes. It was time to bread my drumsticks. So I made this mixture of cornstarch and potato chips. I added some salt, peppers. I think I also added some paprika. Yeah, paprika. Yeah, I was making a little mess, but as you can see, we managed to get them all covered and really well coated, you know. I was really curious about this because she doesn't use any egg to coat the chicken and then dip it in the powder, which is something that I usually do, you know, to make the breading stick better to the meat. But actually it worked wonder. Like I just like used the chicken damp from the boiling process, and it just was so perfect, you know. We breaded perfectly. I think I also double breaded the chicken because I was like, you know, extra crispiness. And then it was time to fry, you know. Frying was interesting. I'm not a big frying person. I never really deep fry things, but I ended up having like a cute experience with it. I have to say it did work really, really good. I ended up, I think, frying it for like 3 to 4 minutes, maybe even less. I'm not really good at timing, you know, and didn't time it. But yeah, at the end of it, I salted a little bit the chicken after it was fried and was still really hot. And yeah, this is my incredible meal. As you can see, it's so, so wonderful. I also made these potato fries that, I'm sorry, they're not really looking good. They're a little wobbly, but whatever. Chicken and, well, the potato chips and the rice and this sauce that I made. It was basically like still kind of a bechamel sauce, but with toasted cornstarch, which really interesting. But let's go to the taste test, right? It's so beautiful. Like, oh my god. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Okay. So this is the way she told me to eat it, okay? You take the little thing and you dip it in the sauce. Maybe too much sauce, yeah. I don't know. And guys, when I tell you that this was absolutely incredible, okay? This was absolutely one of the best things that I've cooked, I think, in the last months, probably. It was just so good, and the chicken was so tender. It was so juicy. The crispiness of the breading, it was so good. And I think I also balanced the chicken with the sauce really well, because I made the sauce a little bit saltier accidentally, sorry, but the chicken was a little bit bland. I could have seasoned it a little better, but you know what, when I was dipping the chicken in the sauce, eating it all together, explosion of I don't know, of delight. Yeah, delight, joy, anything really. It was just so good. And the chicken was really tender too. Like, I had no idea you could boil chicken and then fry it. That was so new for me, you know? Also, I think that boiling helps you with the fact that you don't have to control whether the oil is too hot or too cold, because the chicken is already cooked inside, so you don't have to, like, you're not fearing of burning the chicken outside and not cooking it on the inside, because it's actually fully cooked already. And the rice, and I made this huge bite that it was so tasty. I'm like literally salivating thinking about it right now. It was just like so good and so comforting. I could talk about hours about this. Oh my god, and the sauce and the chicken, and oh, I'm gonna make it again. I'm gonna make it again. And maybe I'm gonna try with thighs this time, you know? It was really, really good with drumstick, and really, really satisfying to eat. I don't see myself making this dish when I'm really tired, or I just want a lazy quick solution to something to eat like really quickly. That's kind of the point of what I was saying at the beginning of the video. Like, to me, all lazy meals are comfort meals, but not all comfort meals are lazy meals. This one was not really a lazy meal, you know. I had a lot of dishes to clean. I had a lot of stuff to clean. Even the air was fried, like I was frying. The whole room smelled like food, like fried food, which was, yeah, I mean, delightful in a certain way. But I'm totally making this again as a comfort meal, comfort food, totally. Wow. Like, absolutely. Oh, you just have to try it. It's just like so, there's something about fried food that it's so comforting, and it kind of cures everything to me, right? Is it? Yeah, it really does. Try it. Please, please try it. I know that we kind of speed run this recipe a little bit, and it actually took me the whole morning. If you have a chance, try this recipe. It's really, really tasty. It's really, really good. So I think that we're actually at the end of this video, because this is the last recommendation I got, and I think we're ending on a sweet note. So last but not least, this person said cinnamon rolls. Cinnamon rolls. We stand cinnamon rolls. We love cinnamon rolls. I adore them. Pumpkin muffins and cinnamon rolls to me are the definition of perfect autumn dessert. You know, it's just so good, and the spices note and everything. And since it got recommended to me to make cinnamon rolls, I actually already was planning to make my recipe for pumpkin cinnamon rolls that I love so much. So I kind of, you know, I made cinnamon rolls but with pumpkin. You know, it's the same thing, but I added pumpkin to it to make it a little bit more fall, autumn-y. Yeah, and I mean, this recipe, I really don't have a lot to say about it. I didn't even film the process because I... Okay. I really didn't film the process because I really couldn't be bothered to film the whole, like, it just took like the whole afternoon, but I was really glad to take my time to make it. I was just like kneading the dough, and I just made this pumpkin butter and kind of sugar infused with spices. So I ended up with having this huge pan with 16 cinnamon rolls that it was, guys, at the smell, my kitchen smelled of cinnamon for literally 2 days, 2 to 3 days, and it was just like the best. I'm not really a fan of cream cheese frosting. I don't know if this person like usually makes it with cream cheese or I don't know, but I decided to just use a little bit of simple syrup with like sugar and water basically. Just put it on top and a little sugar, what's the name of it? Sugar sprinkles, you know, that thing, you know, I don't know how to call it. But yeah, and I mean, this was like incredibly delightful, incredibly tasty. As you can see, it was so soft. And of course, I did freeze them. Guys, I told you that I freeze everything. Okay, as you can see, these are my batch of cinnamon rolls. I don't know how many are these, but yeah, I mean, as you can see, I freeze everything. It's just like so good. Whenever I want, I just take one and I put it in the microwave. And there's like a bread function that I always use in the microwave, and I use that one to defreeze anything really. This is like just ends up being perfect. It gets back to that really soft, pillowy consistency. And yeah, I mean, the smell is just like immaculate. So yeah. Oh, look how yellow it is. You got yellow. That's all the pumpkin, you know? Let me know if you want the recipe. I actually can link it down below. It's from a YouTuber that I also really enjoy watching. I'm gonna leave it down below because you totally have to try the recipe. It's really, really good. Okay, I think this is it for this video. I'm really glad that, oh my god, I just got, oh wait, I cannot see anything anymore. I just looked at the sun like straight across and it just blinded me. But we're back, I'm alive, okay? I mean, I managed to film everything from like the beginning of having some sunlight to the end of this video. Really lovely. So I think this is it for this video. I don't know how long it ended up being. My future self is going to be aware of it. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I had so much fun. Even like, I mean, cooking my own meals. I love cooking, as I said, so I had fun in that way and in that sense. But I also had fun trying your recommendations and like asking you and you guys telling me the things that you like doing, you know. I love to do these type of stuff. So if you want me to make more, totally comment your own comfort, lazy meals, recipes, anything you want me to try. A part 2 or part 3, part 4, whatever you want. Yeah, in case I have more recipes. So yeah, I think that this is it for today. Remember to take a look at my Instagram, that it's like gonna appear here, I think, yeah. I just post myself. Yeah. Leave a like, leave a comment, anything you really want, subscribe to the channel. I mean, whatever, I guess. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. I love you so much. And yeah, oh my god, we also, this is the first time that I'm acknowledging the 200 people. We surpassed 250 subscribers to this like whole little community. Oh my god, I'm so happy. I mean, it's been like a few weeks now, but whatever. You know what? I don't care. Thank you so much, you guys, for watching this video. This is the 5th time that I say this. I think I can clock out now, okay? So yeah, I'm gonna say bye to you and see you soon. Love you so much. Take care. Drink water, whatever you want. I don't know. I hope they enjoyed this video. Bye. See you soon. When we drive in your car, I'm your baby. Those are my innocence in the bag. Ooh.